Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today, once again, is Glen Wood. Glen is running for the Front Royal Town Council seat.
Correct.
We have 2 seats available,
right,
and 4 candidates.
Candidates, correct.
So you get to pick 2. And Glen is one of them. Skip Rogers is one. Melissa and Connie Marshner. So, 2 men, 2 women. We'll see how it comes out. You've been busy.
Very much.
Very much. So I've seen everybody's out. Everyone's been busy. So we're right to the end here. So how do you feel it's going your way?
I feel like when I get in front of people, they like what I have to say. Been knocking on doors since day one. And if people aren't home, I try to leave the information for them. My wife has manned the polls literally every day, other than a recent illness. She missed a few days, and I covered the polls. But I feel good when someone answers the door, which these days not a lot of people do.
True.
But when I can get in front of the voter, 99% of the time, they seem to like what I have to say and, my vision and wanting to work on real issues that we have in the town.
Sure.
It seems to resonate with them, and the time I spent at the polls, I was pleasantly surprised. Some people came in and said, yes, we got your information at our house. Thank you for leaving it. You were the only one to come by.
Right.
So I've covered probably 1,500 houses. Of course, we have 10,400 voters in the town.
Right.
So I'm not going to be able to see everybody, and I regret that, because I really would like to get in front of everybody.
Sure.
But short of mortgaging the house and mailing everyone, it is the local election. So we're doing the very best we could. And I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good.
It's a lot of work, though, isn't it?
It is. It's not for the faint of heart. If you think you can stay home, put up a few signs, you're sadly mistaken.
Yeah. People do want to talk to you. It is surprising. You feel like the poll is people aren't interested, but when you really get out there, people are interested.
People are interested in their homes. A lot of times they hadn't made a decision. They're not always fully informed. I have found the last few days at the early voting poll that many people come and they'll wave you off and they'll say, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And
That's
pleasantly enough, when they come out, they give you this, like, well, I must have been on your list. Thank you.
That's good, yeah. But on the other side, a lot of people show up and say, well, who should I vote for? Who's people vote? They want to think, well, like, help me pick a winner, and it's surprisingly that the number of people that do show up really haven't made their mind up yet.
Well, and the library has a booth up this year. Interestingly enough, because of the controversy over the library, they've come out in force and they have chosen candidates who they feel support the library.
Right.
And I was fortunate enough to be one of those. So they're handing out a sample ballot. These are the supporters of the library, and many people are interested in that. And I'm guessing they're taking it into the poll and pretty much following them.
Well, it'll be interesting.
It will be.
We'll see Tuesday evening late. We'll get the vote tally. It's an interesting race this year. I'm surprised we had quite a few people unopposed, and then we've had some, and mostly those are new people as well. And we have these 2 seats kind of come up as a special election, and so that'll change. Good. This term's for only 1 year?
Only 1 year. It's the remaining year left on a councilman's term last year, plus the mayor was elected from council. Melissa and Skip were appointed until the special election, and whoever is lucky enough to win, if they choose to, gets to do it next year again, but this time for a full 4-year term.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of good. You get your feet wet and decide if you really want to continue on versus being there for 4 years. That's kind of a good thing. I think it's a win-win for people that want to do it. And then if you decide to do it next year, you'll be a veteran.
I don't know about that. It will certainly be interesting if I do win. I think as a town we have a lot of opportunities, and I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited the possibility of getting on council and moving things forward using the Planning Commission's comp plan. We've got some exciting things coming up. We worked last night in the Planning Commission work session on a new, let's see if I pronounces Planned Neighborhood Development, PND,
Yes.
that we're going to have a public hearing on at our next regular meeting. And it will be exciting. This could create a new type of development within our town and maximize the use of the land and try to keep open space and actually make little walking communities within an area. Very excited about that. With council, we have some opportunities, I believe, to finally address the blighted building issue. The nice thing about me running, I'm beholden to no one, so when we go after these properties, nobody be whispering in my ear, well, that's mine, leave it alone, or don't pay the taxes or whatever.
That happens. Well, your experience you've had these years, quite a few years on the Planning Commission, is going to give you some insight on the things that the town really is supposed to take care of.
Right.
A lot of times, I'm sure when people are talking to you, they talk about the schools and they talk about this
schools, the libraries,
right? Things that are not town issues.
Right. Right.
The town citizens' issues, but they're not the town council's issues.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Right. It is funny that out there talking to people. One of the current issues with the council is the ordinance for chickens and increasing that from 6 to 10.
Right.
And they've remanded that back to their work session. However, I have found, and I plan to speak in front of council at their next meeting, most people don't want chickens.
Right.
So I'm not sure what's driving the desire to increase the number. Most people prefer not to have them in a urban setting.
Sure.
They find them disturbing and at times getting in their property doing things they shouldn't. I would suggest to you the thing that I hear the most about is water. That's the biggest issue on everyone's mind is, do we have enough of it? Where are we going to get more? We see the growth in the Happy Creek and Leeches Run area going on. Sure. We know the county is getting ready to rezone 445 acres, and the town will be the water and sewer provider. So that, to me, is a real issue. That's a meat and potato issue that we need to solve, because whatever you do, you're not going to do it overnight. It's going to be a 3 to 5 year getting permits, doing this, doing that, right of ways, whatever the answer is to, and I'm not an engineer, I don't know, but I do know we need to talk about it, plan for it, and fix it.
Yeah, people think the water supply is unlimited, but we have no control over that river, and that's where we get our water from.
We do.
And we're restricted from the state about how much we can take out, because people downstream have that they depend on that water as well.
Well, we're in mandatory water conservation. The town of Strasburg just went back into it. We've really received no rainfall of any significance. It's not in the immediate forecast, so it could get worse.
Yeah.
It could get worse.
And that goes back to our future planning.
Right.
Are we going to have water 50 years from now? Our great-grandchildren have water? We don't know.
I'm worried about, honestly, 10 years from now with the growth in our comp plan and the proposed development along Happy Creek, Shenandoah Shores. Of course, we have to solve that transportation issue.
Sure.
But some interesting things are coming up on that. I'm excited the county and the town are working together. They have a transportation committee. I see more opportunity for cooperation and problem solving between the two entities. As we know, usually what's good for one is good for the other.
Sure.
And I'm excited and talking to some of the supervisors and the candidates that they don't have a hidden agenda. They realize we have to work together. The town has water and sewer. They have the land. If they bring in more jobs, that's a win-win. We are looking at, and I've talked to Walt May, for instance, and Cheryl about workforce housing. And I would subscribe to you that's going to be a priority next year. I'm going to try to make it a priority with the council and working hand in hand with supervisors.
Yeah. You have to give some incentives out there and make it easy for this to happen. We have so many roadblocks in rules and regulations that have been on the books for years and never been enforced, and then all of a sudden someone gets a vision, you can't do that. And
well, we need, and as I tell the council now, when they go against the Planning Commission's recommendations, we're sticking to the ordinance. Now, if you don't like the ordinance, let's change it, but let's not violate the ordinance willfully, because how do you say no to the next person?
That's right.
So
And that's
let's
been
be
done in the past.
well,
It's been done quite a bit.
It's been done
Every
this
council
year.
does it. Every council does it.
Every council does it. I'm not singling out this one, and they have their reasons and rationale for it.
Right.
But let's work together. If the ordinance isn't working, let's change the
Just
ordinance.
change it, get rid of it, or make it work. Yeah.
Right.
But I always said, when you go to the old joke is the government. I'm from the government. I'm here to help you, right?
Right.
Well, you should be helping and not hindering. And
Absolutely.
Everything doesn't need to be a no. Instead of saying, I've always said, okay, maybe it's a no at the ordinance, but let's sit down and see how we can make it work, or let's see what the issues are. Let's come up with a solution.
Let's think outside the box.
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
What if? And I hear that a lot, and our residents out here know what the issues are.
Sure.
They want to see a council that's cohesive, solving problems, and planning for the future.
Right.
And I'm only one person if I get elected, but there is a tremendous opportunity. We have some very smart people on council with varied backgrounds, so I'm excited about the opportunity if I earn it.
Right. Well, voting is November 7th. Early voting will go till Saturday.
Right.
This Saturday. No voting Sunday, Monday.
Right.
And then the polls will be open on Tuesday,
6 a.m.
6 a.m. And that's the day.
You will see us there all day. We have 5 polls in the town, 5 districts to cover, from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Of course, you got to get there earlier than that. It's going to be a very long day. Having not been in the political field before, I don't know what to expect, but we're going to be prepared and put our best foot, forward out there.
Make sure you got a nice warm jacket because it's going to be a little nippy.
It looks like it. There was a call for rain, which we need, but hopefully it will hold off for that day.
Yeah. Again, I appreciate, Glenn, you running, and as well as all the candidates, because I think it's good. You learn a lot by running for an office.
Absolutely. It's been an eye-opening experience.
Yeah. And a good luck on your election.
Okay.
Remember, you need to vote. Every vote does count.
Every vote counts.
And we appreciate the public getting out there.
Absolutely.
And
vote early, because there's no line. You can literally walk in at the 15th Street School complex, vote, and be out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If you are elderly or handicapped, you may pull up in front of the polling place. They actually have a vote. You can vote from your car. So I called Scotty Reed the other day. Him and his wife were, trudging across. I said, folks, get back in your car, drive over here.
Sure.
And they did, and it was much easier to do.
Sure. They want you to vote, and they'll make it easy for you.
We all want you to vote. Use that right that we have earned over hundreds of years,
Right.
and our military's fought for our freedom. And we're unique that we have that opportunity. Come out and have your say. Whether it's for me or not, come out and vote. Use that. That's a right that we have and have earned at a large cost.
Again, Glenn, we really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
All right, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.